What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. So we're going to be doing it like this today. I don't want to show you guys some random abyss footage or whatnot. Maybe I'll show you guys a little bit of a teaser to kind of break away from this awkward eye contact stuff. We have Yelan here front and center. I know, something to kind of ease your eyes on when the rigidness of the bottom left corner of your screen is just hitting a little too damn hard. And on top of that, you guys probably will see already, there's a Geoculus in the background just to kind of once again let your mind wander away from my talking head down here and Yelan's beautiful face, so it'll give you some sort of other things to focus on. But today I want to be talking about Sumeru, Genshin Impact, returning players, new players, as well as competition. I know, a lot, but trust me, it's not really that much. A lot of these things can kind of be hit in the same ballpark when it comes to discussion. So let's go from the very beginning. The most recent event that's coming up, actually, it's an event outside of Genshin Impact, and that is the release of Tower of Fantasy. A lot of you guys, actually, there's been more people who have been asking me about my opinion on Tower of Fantasy. I didn't play it. I've seen footage of it. To be quite honest with you, I was never really impressed when it came to its graphics and its combat system. I mean, we've been just spoiled rotten when it comes to Genshin, have we not? Look at Yelan just moving her wrist, extending her arm, her facial features, the way her hair flows, how her jacket rests on her shoulders. It feels natural. It feels good. A lot of you guys would probably be like, what? So what? Like, what's the big deal? But it is a big deal. It's about immersion. It's about that quality of animation, of content here. For me personally, I feel more connection to these characters because they feel more real. Now, excuse me to take away your goddess from the screen for a couple seconds here. We can switch to Yoimiya, right? Every single one of these characters just feels so polished. The world looks vibrant. It is not alive because it's not populated by much meaningful content, but the world itself feels like it's living and breathing. And not to mention that the music, when it comes to Genshin, services the game so much to the point where I think it's not like Genshin on purposely made the game so good that there's very little competition. It's just when you're looking for something that is of more quality and you've gotten so used to the attention to detail when it comes to Hoyo versus design, you look at a game like Tower Fantasy, it really has to do 100 things better than Genshin, it feels, for people to kind of even want to migrate over. I think the best of both worlds is that people will play Genshin and Tower Fantasy. Nothing is stopping you from doing that, right? I think a lot of the times you need to stop this mentality of like, oh, it's either one or the other. I can only play Genshin or Tower Fantasy. Play both. I'm gonna play Tower of Fantasy, but people asking me like, oh, do you think it's gonna kill Genshin? Do you think it's gonna topple Genshin? Do you think it's gonna steal a huge chunk of Genshin's player base away from them? No, because you see, this is the beauty of it. I've been saying this for a year now, in that Genshin Impact is very much a game designed to be accessible while you play other games. I think one of the reasons why I myself haven't quit the game yet is because I've been able to fit Genshin into when I play other games. I played Lost Ark, I played League of Legends, I played Escape from Tarkov, I played Apex Legends, I play other mobile games, and Genshin has not left my library ever because Genshin doesn't demand 2-3 hours of your time every single day. A lot of you guys think of that as a con, and I'm sure even as I'm saying this, you guys are cringing, be like, but I want a game I can play for 2-3 hours a day. And Genshin will not indulge you in this kind of gaming experience, but I think it does more good than harm. I think with how Genshin is set up to be, if you were able to play 2-3 hours a day, you quickly get bored of the game. The game, apart from its refreshing combat and beautifully designed characters with its landscape and music, and just its general, relatively slow-paced lore, has very little to offer. I think a lot of games that are designed to be played for multiple hours a day have a much higher hard cap. Even soft cap is much, much higher. And when I say soft cap, hard cap, it really just means what's the ceiling of progression in the game. So when it comes to Genshin, you can say, oh, once you clear Biz 12, that's kind of soft cap, or you can say that's hard cap. But I guess hard cap could be, can you beat the most difficult event that Genshin has to offer, which for the most part is very, very difficult, and it's tuned to be easily adjustable for players to calibrate to the difficulty level of their desire. So with all that said, that's why I think Genshin from day one was designed to be a game that even if you wanted to steal players from Genshin, you almost can't. at best, you will share players with Genshin. And I think that's the beauty of HoYoVersus design for this game. And you guys can complain about this all day. I think it's such a smart business decision on HoYoVersus end to not only limit players' playtime, so they kind of drip feed you, keep you addicted, keep you coming back for more, and slowly over time, they build a habit into your daily routine to come onto Genshin. I'm a victim. You're a victim. I think a lot of people here are victims of this, and I guess we willingly give 30 minutes of our day every single time because Genshin just is that good of a game, at least in the mobile genre when it comes to gacha and anime RPGs. Okay, so following that, let's talk about returning players and new players. I do think there's gonna be more new players in Genshin come Sumeru than there are going to be returning players. For the most part, a lot of people looking to play Genshin also understands that banners are always rotating and it's not really the best scenario when you jump into the game and there's really not a good banner for you to pull on. So what people do is they wait for a really cracked banner to come to the game and then they hop on the game. They start strong because who doesn't want to have a head start? Don't tell these people, but there's really no head start. We're all running in circles, all right? So, but I understand the mentality of wanting to have a good account from the very beginning. And what better time to do it than when a new region drop. On top of that, I think another reason why there's going to be more newer players is because of the anniversary. Comment below, how many times have you checked out a game and decided to whether play or not to play depending on what promotions are going on, what characters are available, what rate up characters are available, how many free pulls you can get, and how lucky you get on your pulls, and whether you want to reroll or not. I think I myself have played at least 5 different games, like gacha games here and there on different occasions due to the fact that either I just happened to look into it while they were on anniversary, or I got really lucky with my summon, or they were running some sort of crazy promotions, or it was like something like that. So with Genshin Impact going to Sumeru, a new region, it's gonna be running some crazy banners hopefully with all these new crazy characters. Of course the Archon is coming soon. That's why I think in Sumeru, especially the first few patches, we're gonna see a huge surge in player base, but it's going to be very few of the older players. And why is that? It's because all these players from before, they know what the catch is, they know what kind of game it is, and they're looking for one specific feature, and that is the replayability feature. Is there going to be a new form of content that they can consume that can allow them to dump more hours into the game and make them feel like that all the characters that they farmed up, all the artifacts, the weapons mean something? If that doesn't exist, or that's not even teased that, it's very difficult to bring these older players back. Sure, the people who are just bored and who just want to collect archons or collect characters, have 1 or 2 characters they saw in the teaser they really like, of course they're going to come back, pull the characters, dip out. But if you want to talk about longevity, players who likely will stick around, it's going to be the newer players. And of course, with the 2-year anniversary coming up very soon, what better time than to jump in now? I believe it's September 28th, right? So that's just a little over 1 month away. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? It's really a great time to jump in, and I think HoYoVerse knows that. A lot of the newer players will find out, and even the players who just came in patch 2.8, 2.7, they're going to be even grinding harder because there's just more incentive. Everything is so new and so fresh. They're all in the honeymoon phase, and I think right now there's really strong momentum for Genshin Impact. And while I don't think Sumeru is going to revive the game to its like glory days, because I don't think it's realistic to even expect that, the hype for Genshin Impact has died down quite a bit, and right now we're in the stage where I think it's moving towards its maturity. Once Sumeru kind of finishes and wraps up its introduction of new characters and new element as well as new sub-regions, I think Genshin truly would be said, okay, it's a relatively mature game. All the elements are now in place. Regions have been released twice now. We're essentially 3 years in once Sumeru kind of wraps itself altogether. I think this is a good direction for the game. Story-wise, it's starting to pick up as well. I made a video talking about that and why I think Sumeru is going to have great story drops for the game. Overall, strong signs of bullishness for Genshin in general. So you guys better get ready, especially the veterans. Hop into co-op, help out the newer players, scour YouTube videos or on Reddit. Be prepared for people to ask questions, and to you it might be, stupid questions. But remember, at some point we also asked stupid questions, or we were the stupid ones thinking like, oh, Bennett's crap, Xingqiu is crap. And people come in and asking very basic questions. Have more patience with them. Just know that, you know, if they enjoy the process, maybe Genshin is going to harbor a better and less salty community. One can hope. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, urge you all to stay safe. Peace. Comment down below what you guys think. All right, what do you guys think is going to happen in Sumeru? I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be stronger than Inazuma, that's for sure. But who knows? All right, see you around. Bye.